Otakuans, welcome back. The Otaku Army. We decided that we weren't going to call y'all a gang for whatever reason via our last episode. So the Otaku Army, Otakuans, how you doing today? So today we are going to go over the Attack on Titan season finale, series finale. Attack on Titan is done. This show was absolutely phenomenal, especially after 10 long years. This show is absolutely phenomenal. But first, like we always do, let's hop into our news. So, is it wrong to pick up a girl in a dungeon? Danmachi Season 5 has been officially announced. We do not know when it's coming out, but it's been officially announced. So, if you're looking forward to that, I know Is It Wrong to Pick Up a Girl in a Dungeon is one of my favorite animes. That was probably the one that got me into Dungeon Explorer Guild type animes. This was the anime that got me into that. Next, Frieren, the new anime that's out, it actually has topped the weekly rankings for anime for the third time in a row.
Third time?
Yeah, for the third time. So that's something, I don't know. We talk about it. We've talked about it a little bit how you're gonna start it, but for me, I watched like the first episode and I was like, maybe I'll watch something else. But
did it start slow?
If it's topping for the third time in a week, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure like Rent a Girlfriend was in the top 10 at one point. I'm like, I'm definitely not going to watch that.
Who's voting at this point? No, I think they said the first episode was like 5 or 6 episodes all in one, or they put out the first 5 episodes at one time. So either that means that the first 5 episodes isn't strong enough to play one episode at a time, or the first 5 episodes is like one full story you need at one time. I got to watch it to find out.
If it drops in the top 10, that's not going to make me watch it. But if it's top 3 or top 1 or even top 3 for 3 weeks straight, I'll probably look more into it. So I may pick this back up, just watch a few more episodes just to kind of get an idea. I have seen a lot of clips on TikTok where there's some like really badass moments in the anime, especially with the girl, the main character. So we'll see. I don't know. So next, Black Clover manga is returning in December 2023.
Yay!
Stop it. Black Clover is
who's
amazing.
looking forward to Black Clover? Stop. Who's really looking forward to Black Clover? Naruto fans, exactly. Next.
Wow, Naruto fans.
The Naruto copy, exactly.
Wow, Naruto fans. I guess, well, that's okay. For those of y'all who are really looking forward to Black Clover returning for the manga, then you could expect it in December 2023. I'm hoping, I know they said they suspended the anime. Hopefully the anime comes back maybe a year or so after, obviously, because they got to write the books. We know the biggest problem happened is that the anime got past the manga and started doing its own thing, which I can't deny. I'm not going to deny that at all. I like the anime. Again, I'm not a manga reader. I'm a manga collector. But it's like a guy who collects cars but only drives one. You know what I'm saying? But I know they got past it. I like what they did. Maybe I'll go into the manga one day and look through it and see what was changed and what was different. I have read a couple panels though and like looked at the differences between the two because I like Black Clover. My wife does too. So next, this one I just watched today and I'm really excited about it. Invincible Season 2 just came out. So for those of y'all who are excited about those like animated TV shows, the ones that aren't necessarily anime, so I guess the Castlevanias, which we talk about a lot. Well, I talk about a lot, I guess. But the Castlevanias, Dota's Dragon Bloods, things like that. If y'all are really big into the Invincible world, Invincible Season 2 just dropped. I watched episode 1. It's about 46 minutes long, but it's really fantastic. For those of y'all who are big into the comic books, there's a lot of content that they need to come out with. So I'm really excited about that one.
I'm more confused about the fact that you're saying that Castlevania is not an anime. Is Castlevania not considered an anime in people's eyes?
Not to me necessarily. No, it's more of a, they call it, I heard it, or not heard it, but I saw it called, it's like an adult, it's like adult animation. Something.
I feel like they worked with an anime studio. I consider anything that worked with a Japanese animated studios to be anime. And quite honestly, did you know Boondocks actually worked with a Japanese anime studio. So the whole thing is anime, but in my eyes. But no, season 1 was amazing of Invincible. I never really followed it. I didn't follow the comic. I didn't even know it was a comic. But when people saw the animation, they were like, "Bro, they got so much coming out with Invincible." I'm like, "Really? Is this like a thing?" It's like the Superman of like the younger, like I guess newer generation. I really got to check it out. But season 1 was amazing. I'm definitely gonna check out season 2.
Years. So
was that?
I don't know. They have they got a lot of content. They got a lot of content they need to drop. So I'm really excited about that one. So last but not least, to Sally segue into our main topic for today, Attack on Titan ends after 10 years. And we're going to get into the juicy bits of this. Oh my God. The ending of this show was, I think it gave everybody, let me go ahead and get my notes out.
Let's do this.
I think it gave, just to kind of wave top my opinion real quick, I think it gave everybody, or it gave something to everyone. I think it was beautifully done. I think it was beautifully written. For me, not being a manga reader, but knowing the ending, like Jujutsu Kaisen, I know the big ticket things that happen, right? But I don't know all the little stuff that kind of puts it all together. Same thing with Attack on Titan. I knew kind of what happened, but again, they were changing the ending up a little bit, and so that's what he said. So all the little juicy bits that they put into it, just to turn it into a masterpiece. I still hold my opinion, though. We can get to your notes. I'm still holding my opinion that they should have released it immediately right after the first part. I don't care. Me waiting this long did absolutely nothing for me. I still would have loved it back then as much as I did now. So that's my personal opinion on it.
All right. Well, let me give my wave top filling over the whole thing. I was really looking forward to it. Apparently, they said that they were going to change some things up, add some things, take some things away to kind of like get an overall better feeling from the public for the ending of the show. I was one of the original people who, I'll say like the elitist at that point. I did read it when the chapter dropped, the final chapter dropped. I read it that day. When it finished, I was like, I love this series. The ending didn't ruin it for me, but the ending definitely left something to be desired. And of course, you got the people the crackpot theorists who theorize, oh, the ending meant this, the ending meant that. I really love this final episode, this final movie, because quite honestly, it was damn near, what is it, an hour and a half long? So it's a movie, let's be honest here. I really loved it because it tied up those loose strings. It didn't leave you wondering, okay, what did that mean? Why did he decide to do this? What was the purpose behind that? Because it added more to the story, and I appreciate that. They didn't change the ending of the story. If anyone's thinking, oh, they changed the ending of the story so that people will be happy, they did not. They just added more information to make it better overall. So I really love the story. I think it definitely did the Attack on Titan series as a whole justice. But let's get into it, honestly. Let's do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, starting off the rip, it's fighting right off the rip, and we knew it was going to be. We knew it was going to be straight gas the whole time, just standing on business, people just going at it. We got, Armin, Mikasa, we got Levi, we got all the boys and girls out there trying to stop Eren from doing the rumbling, obviously, which is the whole point of it. And they're heading towards, it picks up where it took off last time, where they're heading for that airstrip. Yeah. That airstrip where all the soldiers were and stuff like that. So
I didn't like it. I didn't like the beginning. I'm going to be honest with you, and it's partially because of something you said before, or even how you opened this. They had this long time period in between that first part and the second part. Why not give a recap? I love the fact that we started in the midst of battle. Like that's how a lot of shows do their thing, but then they kind of like go back and kind of explain some things to catch people up. Not everyone is watching it. Not everyone's an anime watcher. Not everyone's thinking about this for months on end. Why not give a 30-second, 60-second recap of everything that's happened so far? Not the whole story. Just what happened in the last movie. Just a quick recap. I think they could have did that, and it was a lost opportunity, in my opinion. It didn't ruin the story, but I didn't like that they didn't recap.
Yeah, they could have done a quick little slideshow of clips happening towards that. But into the fighting, I mean, there's not much to say. It's just straight fighting. Eren is obviously pulling out those titans that he's creating on his back while they're doing the rumbling, and it's pretty much Mikasa, John, and all them, and the armor titan Reiner and the cart titan. They're all just trying to stay alive. I mean, they just try to stay alive.
Yeah.
And what's funny to me is when they come up with this plan, and Armin's like, "I'm gonna blow this fucking bitch up. I'm gonna air this bitch out." And they're like, "All right, yeah, that's a great plan. That's a fantastic plan. Let's do that." Just fucking
the whole story, bro, is like, just like, all right, we're gonna do this. All right, this is the plan. Hey, we're doing great. Like, hey, whoa, why do people keep getting bitten and eaten all the time? But then, of course, they all survive afterwards.
That whole tongue in the mouth, I was like, pause. Hey, yo, what the fuck? What that Titan doing?
Are you talking? Dog? You talking about what happened to Armin
when he wrapped his tongue him up and he's like, in his mouth?
I'm like, I don't remember this from the manga. Bro, I pulled out the manga. I had to like, wait a minute. That's the part when I said, let me look at the manga. Because I don't remember him deep throating the Titan tongue for like 2 minutes. Legitimately, they just kept showing it over and over again. I'm like, damn, Armin, I didn't know that throat did that.
You know that TikTok little template with the rock going like this, and it's like has the drums. You're like I was like, pause, bro. But I thought that was hilarious because like Mikasa and all them were like, all right, everybody, let's get out of here. He's gonna nuke the place. He's gonna blow it up. Armin's like, yeah, I just, I really wish I didn't have to go. Fucking yank. I was like, got him. Fucking got him.
Facts.
He's out of here.
He's out of here. I love the whole fact that like even the beginning, like the whole show really, but the beginning, like a lot of those scenes were exact the way they were in the manga. And one of the big notes I did write down were it made the impact of those scenes a lot greater, a lot deeper. Like you felt the despair of the people, you felt the terror when people were bitten. Like, of course, like obviously a few seconds later you found out, oh, they're still alive. But at that moment you're like, fuck, somebody just died. This main character just died over and over throughout the show. Reading the manga, honestly, there were so many scenes where it was just like panels of people afraid, and when you're reading, you kind of just keep on scrolling or you turn the page as you're seeing all these scenes. But when you're watching the anime, it really you have to watch it. You're hearing these terrified yelling. You're watching the daunting look of everybody and the fear in their eyes. Like, it's
fear of death.
This anime did really well to I wouldn't even just say compliment, to better what the manga did. And I love all the scenes because they did it and they did it better.
One thing that really sent me though is when, and again, I do not know what happened in the manga. I only knew the outcomes ish and what happened, wave tops. But what really sent me is the baby scene. And maybe that's being a dad, being a father, whatever it is. But like and I'm sure but like when everybody's getting pushed towards the edge of the cliff, which until I saw the baby, I made a joke about like 300, like, let's give them something to drink.
Until I saw the baby, I just imagined niggas getting Spartan kicked off that bitch.
Yeah,
really?
I was like, hey.
Wait, there's a baby out there.
Shouldn't have gone towards the cliff. And then all of a sudden that lady falls with her baby, and I'm like, oh damn, that's kind of fucked. But then the dude catches the baby, and then they're just trying to pass the baby around. I'm like, and I'm thinking multiple things right now. One, I'm like, if a foot stomps there, y'all passing it back and forth like a football ain't gonna do nothing. Like, I get it. Y'all are trying to desperately save this little baby. I get it. But like going from one person to the next person and like in a 4-foot radius, I mean, them Titan feet, y'all are gone because they're going to walk right into the ocean anyways. That's the point. They walk right into the ocean. But then they just kept showing the baby and I'm like, stop. Please
stop showing that baby, bro. They showed the baby in the manga too, but you didn't feel it
over and over, and the baby crying, and I'm like, I was like, please fucking stop. Like, don't tell me that I'm literally about to watch this baby that they just entrusted on me. Like, I feel like I'm its nanny right now. Like, I'm watching over this baby because you keep showing it to me. You force this baby on me.
I'm watching the baby now. I'm the nanny. Yeah. Is that the same baby from the first movie too? I feel like there was a scene of the baby being held up in the first movie a few months ago.
No, I mean the hold up scene was just from this one where they were in the crowd and they were because the mom was the one that fell off the cliff, so they held it up. but like they just kept forcing this baby on me, and then finally we get to a point where Armin finally he gets resurrected. So I mean, to kind of go back to it, Armin is captured inside of Ymir's world, right? That little world with the tree and everything like that, and he meets what's his name? Zeke. Right, so he meets Zeke in there doing a little sand castle, building a little sand castle,
playing in sand.
Playing in the sand. With a little mind is all warped and shit. And I mean, Zeke and Armin have a conversation. I mean, they had that whole conversation about why are you here? What can we do to get out of here? You know, so on and so forth. And about how Zeke's like, hey, fuck it. Yeah. Like he's just like, hey, fucking, I'm here. What do you expect me to do? Like, I don't know what you want me to do. So. I think that scene was beautifully done. The whole conversation was, I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, quite honestly. Honestly, even before the conversation, like in the manga, again, the anime had the liberty of being able to add more depth to that scene. In the manga, you see him show up like, oh, where am I? And then he realizes that, oh, I'm in the other world. I'm in the world of the, what is it called? The plains or the paths? Yeah, the paths. Yeah, he realized he's in the world of paths and he finds the sand. But in the anime, it shows that he can literally see what's going on out in the world. And he's like, why am I able to see what's going on out in the world when I'm supposed to be dead right now? And he's like, oh shit, I'm in the world of paths. And then it's like a whole thing where they talk about how everyone, all the Eldians, they're connected. They're connected of their past life, their future, their past, their current, and all the events that are happening. And that's why even though he's supposed to be dead, even though he's in the darkness, he's still able to see everything that's going on in the world around him. Like they're really doing well connecting the livelihood of everyone to understand how the movie ends and how it's even able to end that way, because they're all connected from the beginning all the way to the end. I think it was a pretty powerful scene. They was able to show it much better than the manga.
Then it pretty much gets, you know, while that's going on, him and Zeke are having that conversation. You know, they're out there fighting for their lives, and they're trying to capture that. You know, what's something I thought was unnecessary? What was that? So hear me out. I don't know why they took too much time in this, and it started to bother me, and then it ended when Mikasa was like, Armin was eaten by that one Titan, that pig Titan, and Aini was like, which one? She's like, that one, and she's like, which one? And she's like, that one right there, and she's like, I don't know which one you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Name the Titan. And she's like, I don't know names of Titans. And she's like, where it is? She's like, the one that's fucking running. And she's like, oh, that's the Opaikan Titan. She's like, okay, well, whatever. I'm like, why did y'all have to have that dialogue like that?
It existed in the manga. It existed in the manga, and I guess it was just to show that Annie came from the outside world, so she had a better understanding of different types of animals and creatures.
It was just drawn like.
I know. It was more drawn out. It was just one panel in the manga. Just
in the anime, when she pointed, there was only like one Titan, and then there was like the rest were like on the side, and she points. And if I look at you pointing at this shit, I'm gonna be like, okay, cool, got that one. Yeah, that's the one. You know, and it looks like a pig or a bull or whatever it is. But to not really backtrack, but so we come find out, you know, Mikasa and Levi and all of them are about to die underneath Eren's fucking spine, and then Falco and Gabby.
Falco the Falcon.
Falco the Falcon shows up. You know, that's what when I talked about before, Mikasa growing wings. Yeah. She was up in the air, and then Falco spread his wings out.
Yeah, and then, I remember when you said it, I was like, wait, she doesn't grow. Oh, that.
So Falco and them and Mandem come and rescue him, and then they're pretty much all in the back of Falco trying to come up with a new plan to get Armin out, and that's when Annie and fucking Mikasa have that whole dumb dialogue. But they end up finding it, and Zeke pretty much, I mean, Armin convinces Zeke, like, hey, like, life is worth it, I guess, even if it doesn't multiply for what.
I mean, like, you know. Zeke was speaking some facts. Don't get me wrong. Like what was the one line? The purpose of life is to multiply. And like there is no purpose if you're not going to multiply. That's why you have rocks. That's why you have sand. They don't multiply. That's why they have no real purpose in life. And that's why we keep moving on. We keep moving forward. So I understood where like this rising came from to kind of do better, but Zeke where did that all come from? Why did you suddenly stop wanting to survive, stop wanting to do what you wanted to do? And how did suddenly over like a few seconds you were able to convince all the other Titans? Did you forget you could do that? I thought you didn't have any power. I thought Eren had all the power. Like that whole moment was still a little confusing for me. You had power, but you forgot you had power. What happened there?
I think it was more so that Zeke gave up because Eren won, and because he said that Eren knew Ymir's true wants and needs, and he didn't, and so he just gave up. He was like, "Oh, I thought I could get to know it better, so fuck it. Like I don't care anymore. I don't care about my life. I don't care about other people's lives. I'm stuck on in the path world. I'm just gonna be here until I become." One of the other Titans that are just sitting here dead, mute, and with their eyes down. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't care anymore. And then obviously Armin has that whole discussion with like, even if it doesn't multiply, and even if it doesn't, whatever, it still has a purpose. And then he saw the baseball that him and his dad, or him and his like mentor or whatever, used to throw around. Then he was like,
him and his op used to throw around. Yeah, like, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyways, but then he convinced the other Titans to help him out, and then coincidentally, around the time that Armin is convincing him to let the other Titans help, they pretty much hit, or Annie pretty much kicks that Opini Titan, whatever it is, kicks it in the mouth.
Then obviously I'm not cultured enough to know the name of that pig.
Apparently, but then Armin comes popping out, gets brought back to the real world, and then our plan is back in motion. But at the same time, hey, I'm down here.
He's not gonna let that one survive.
Hey, I'm down here, Levi.
His boy Levi had his final call to arms. He's like, what was that? I have nothing left in the tank. Hey, Levi.
Nick,
I got enough of this. I got enough of this.
That boy was 2 HP talking about some. Yeah, my leg's broken. I can't do nothing else. I can't. And then he heard he said, "Oh shit,
man,
that's the definition of on site."
Let me get my sword out, man. He killed him in a second, and it was so confusing because
some flash step shit.
I thought. See, this was another thing that came up to me a while ago. If Zeke was dead, did Eren no longer have connection to the founding Titan? Or because they had mixed for so long, Eren was now the founding Titan.
Yeah, Eren
was no. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, connection to the paths.
Yeah, they had a connection to the paths. It wasn't connected to the founding Titan because after they killed Zeke, then the large body, the rumbling actually stopped, and then they were trying to get the path not to get to Eren again. So I guess the path at that point was choosing to want to connect back to Eren. Not he didn't need the founding Titan anymore. Okay, that makes sense.
They also blew his neck off. So they also blew his.
Say that again.
Pause.
What was he
they also blew his back out.
Blew the fuck out of that neck.
Blew his spine out. No, but they also wrapped the dynamite around his nape, and they blew that shit up. So once Levi was standing on business. And, a 2 HP took out Zeke in an instant. Still the most gangster, honestly, the most gangster in my personal opinion.
Factual. I wrote it down. Like, the whole founding Titan defeat scene felt satisfying. It didn't feel like an ass pull. It didn't feel like, we managed to do it through some easy tactics. No, like, people were literally, we thought dying over and over again. But people were literally getting knocked off back to row just to get that one blast off, and it felt good. It felt like it could have been the end of the story, until Eren said, "Nah, we're not done yet."
Eren said, "I still gotta. This isn't even my final form.
This is not my final form. Don't worry.
I don't think you understand." He's like self-perfected. But he obviously the rumbling stops. The baby is saved. Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God the baby is saved, and the path is trying to find its way back to Eren. The little weird glowy worm thing. Trying to find its way back to Eren, but Eren is now in a modified colossal Titan / attack Titan look. So he's still has his long hair with his attack Titan face, but like a colossal. He's as big as Armin. That's when Armin sets off. Obviously, before that, he set off his explosion at the same time, which didn't do anything. I mean, did absolutely nothing to Eren. But it did wipe out a lot of Titans. Everything else, but. Now we get the final fight. We get the not final, well, I guess final fight, but we get the final fight between Armin and.
I mean, was that really a fight?
Well, I mean, there was a million fights before that.
No, speaking of fights, and we really definitely skipped past it. I'm surprised both of us skipped past it. Do you remember not the Colossal, but the Armin Titan, Reiner? His fight scene was amazing. Do you remember that? I went back to the manga and had to rewatch it, and it was like it showed like 2 panels of him like swiping the one Titan's head off and then like putting another one into a chokehold. But when you actually watched the anime, it was like he was getting down, and
he was throwing hands,
and it reminded you because he was actually one of like the top fighters of the class. He was fucking these Titans up, throwing hands left, I'm right, I'm left. Like, yo, he was getting it.
It says something that it took multiple of them to hold him and to even
multiple powers and abilities just to get him down.
Yeah, I think it was something that was also kind of funny. Before that was Peak, the chick, the cart Titan, where like she got like bit the first time, got her shit bit off. Then the dude was like, Peak, no, you need to get out of here. And then she fucking was like,
bitch, if I didn't know how to fight, what do you think I'm doing here?
You don't think I stand on business? And then she transformed again, bit that neck, and then another one bit her neck, and then she did the same shit and bit it back. I was like, damn, that's combo wombo right there. She
Peak knew how to get down. Even for like a utility Titan, she still knew how to get down.
I'm 6 combo. Like she was fucking Mortal Kombat. But no, that shit was pretty lit. They had some really great fight scenes. But what really started off it being not just a fighting anime, or not like a war actiony anime for me, is when Armin and Eren started fighting, and then we get the discussion between. Well, I guess technically Mikasa. So Mikasa cuts Eren's head off first. Blast a hole. They blast a hole in his teeth. Yeah. And Mikasa goes in there. Eren, for the first time ever, looks up and sees Mikasa for the last time. We get the whole daydream with her and him, like in the cabin, living for the rest of their life, everything like that.
Line for line, and bar for bar.
Yeah, bar for bar, right? And then she cuts his head off, and then we get the scene with Eren and Armin pretty much talking from the moment they were little kids up into current them as adults, or I guess adults, but where they are now, or how old they are now. And that shit sent me, because I knew nothing about that. I'm gonna be honest. I knew absolutely nothing about that. And we get the moments where Eren is pretty much explaining to Armin why he did it, what he did. Like, I'm doing this for the people. Like, I'm doing this for everybody. I didn't want to do this, but I've gone back to thousands of different realities, millions of different futures and pasts, and it all leads to this.
This is my perfect ending.
That's right. I win. That's right, El. I win.
Not this time.
but like, it keeps going back constantly to this outcome. I cannot stop it. I cannot stop this outcome. This is how it all goes down. And I think it's funny because when they first start their conversation, they're little kids. I was confused because I thought this was a memory of back in the day, which technically I guess it was, because there was no past, no present, no future. It was all like just together. But when him is sitting there and he's like, did you really have to knee me that hard? And he's like, well, come on. I'm sorry. We're in a fight. Are we not? And he's like, well, just because you're the attack titan doesn't mean you need to knee me that much. And I'm like, wait, so they're like mind melding. They're like force talking. Like, and I'm like, okay, cool. So let's continue this.
Not. I mean, I know it definitely gave that impression, but I do like the fact that it really drove home the fact that, like you were saying, there's no concept of time. For Eren, he can talk to any age, any decade, any year he wants, because for him, he lives in the world of the past. So, and then all after like the end of that, it showed that he like woke up and it was all the way back to the scene from the first movie when he was just standing in front of Annie. And like when we saw the first movie, he like made a weird face and we were like, what? That was weird. But then we know why. Because
that's when he was talking,
he had that conversation with him.
Yeah.
And that's definitely when they added the bulk of the changes, not even the changes, the additions to the movie, adding to the conversation, really getting to like the root of where Eren's headspace was of why he made the decisions he made. As you said, he went through every outcome. He tried everything he could
Doctor
possibly
Strange
do.
shit.
Out of every outcome, this was the best possible way to get the perfect ending that he foresaw. And the perfect ending he foresaw was a good ending for Armin and for Mikasa, not for himself. He knew he's going to die. Like they even showed the scene with him and Mikasa, but we're not there yet. But he knew he was going to die. He really cared about making sure that his friends, the people of Paradise Island, they were in a better place. And the fact that they added those additions to it, it made the scene even better. It made the series even better. It made Eren less of a fucking psycho war criminal and more of a, he was right the whole motherfucking time. Like, are we not listening at this point? He was right. Come on.
What's wild is when he's sitting there and he's like 80%. And he's like, huh? He's like, huh? He's like 80%. And he's like, what do you mean 80%? And he's like, I killed 80% of the planet. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, he gave him that look. He's like, nigga, what? Yeah. And he's like, this is the best I could do. The best I could do is 80%. Like, I couldn't go any lower. And obviously I'm not going to go any higher because I want y'all to survive. But the 20% of y'all that are right here and then Paradise Island, like, y'all are it. Yeah. Like, y'all are it. Like, there's no more people. He's like, but I can't. The wars are going to continue. Conflict is going to continue, but at least there'll be no more fucking Titans. There'll be no more Titans, no more Titan power, no nothing. I'm doing this. This is the best way. Again, some Doctor Strange shit where he went through every possible outcome he could possibly do, but this was the best possible outcome. And then it was crazy where he talked about how, talking about Berthold. Yeah, Berthold. But where he said, and this had my jaw on the floor. He was like, I needed him to stay alive. And they showed the scene from the first episode of the first season ever. And I was like, I needed him to stay alive, so I sent that Titan towards my mom. And I was like, this nigga killed my dukes, yo. He killed my dukes? I was like, because I can imagine myself when I first started watching Attack on Titan, the first episode ever, I was like, oh, this show looks pretty good, right? Because I think you made me watch it again because I started it and then I just didn't want, like, it was a few years ago, but like I started it, just didn't care for it, and then you were like, just go back, watch it again because it was getting good, like it was getting really good, and so I went back and watched it. I can't imagine like me thinking, like knowing what I know now, and then being in the past and being like, yo, Eren, that little kid, that little sweet kid that's terrified of everything right there, he's the one that sent that fucking Titan after his mom.
Everything.
And
anything and everything that's ever happened that has anything to do with Eldians or Titans, he orchestrated because he had control over the Titans.
He had control of the universe, and
no matter the time period, he controlled them. He sent that Titan after his mom. He could have stopped it from going after his mom. He said, nah, this is the best choice for the final product I want. Heavy.
It's some crazy, bro. And you gotta really like either understand or be okay with not understanding, like a temporal time loop, because they really played into like having to be intelligent for this, because he's sitting there kind of like we are with all these computers. Like imagine there's like a million fucking computers, and he like is playing each different scenario. If I send the Titan after my mom, if I don't, if I turn the Titan around, what happens? My mom raises me. I'm going to be different. I'm not going to be able to get rid of Titan power. Okay, so we're not going there. It's kind of like the little chart. You know, the dude that's like all crazy, and he's like, and he has like all the shit on the wall, and he's like, okay, this is the best.
Oh, the one meme where the one white lady, she's like looking around like this, and all like the calculations are appearing in front of you, like. Yeah, that's like, him all day, every day.
If the path doesn't lead to the outcome where there's no Titans and his friends can be safe and happy, at least for their lifetime, he's like, okay, different route. Okay, different route.
And
okay,
he admits it, like, bro. He admits he's driven crazy by all the outcomes, by everything, all this information constantly being in his mind. He admits, he's like, I'm a little crazy. I've lost it at this point. Yeah. But can you really blame me? I'm doing this for y'all. And the manga, I think, where the anime doesn't do well, which still the scene is still a powerful scene, but where in the manga I think does better, it says like Armin finally at the end, right before he says, I'm going to erase your memory, so you're not going to remember any of this. He tells him like, thank you. I appreciate all that you're doing for us. I appreciate you being matched genocidal just for us, for our own sake. And in anime,
I think
he
it
was
was
like
kind of
angry at
implied,
him.
though.
Yeah, it was implied,
Well,
and you could
it
get
was,
that, but it wasn't like a serious moment with him just really appreciating everything Eren is doing for them. It kind of felt like
yeah.
he was like still angry, and I'm like, no, I can understand that, but it's like, bro, you get that he's literally
Yeah.
throwing himself in the depths of hell just to put you in a better situation in life. I think you need to
I
calm
mean,
down. Calm
I
down.
mean, at the end when they were like,
Lower your
"Well, I'll
tone.
see." At the end when they were like, "Well, we can be together forever," like I'll see you in hell because he was like, I'm a part of it too. I'm part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
We're all part of the problem, and I'll see you in hell. We could be together forever because we're best friends. I'm gonna be honest though, like right before they hugged, I was like, "What are they about to do?" Because like they both like if you go back to anime and you watch it, Armin and Eren are looking at each other and they pan to both their faces and they're like, and then
I'm
they
sorry,
go in and I'm
I didn't get
like,
that one. I missed it.
and I was like, okay,
Hey,
oh,
hey,
hey, yo,
he's
hey,
everywhere at the same time, bro. Like he's Eren and Arena at the same time. We don't
oh,
know.
Arena,
We don't know.
Arena. But no, he was like, and I think that's why he did appreciate it at the end because he was just like, hey, we're going to hell together, but I appreciate you. You're my best friend. Like I will stand by you. I'll be with you. We can suffer together. This and that. Something that was kind of like plebeian to me was when he was like, hell no, I want Mikasa to love me for 10 years and
I
I don't want her to
mean,
move
it
on.
was
I
the
was
whole
like, all
point
right, come
of
on.
he's still human. He wasn't a
Yeah,
god.
yeah,
I think that was a good point of showing that he wasn't a god. He didn't
yeah.
just become almighty overnight with this new
He did
power.
love,
He
he
admits he's
loved
just a
Mikasa.
regular guy who just suddenly got powered. Maybe he didn't even deserve these powers. He didn't deserve the power that he received to make the decision that he made. He was pathetic. He's just a pathetic
Yeah.
man who received power and made a decision to save his people.
What's What's crazy is this man was like, "Thank God you stopped me," because like I was gonna just keep going. I didn't know who was gonna die. I didn't know if y'all was gonna survive. I didn't know if
Yeah, they
he
added
was
that
like,
too.
he was like, I honestly did not know that outcome. I was just choosing that perfect outcome. I think he was like, I haven't been any further ahead than this. And he was like, "This has been the best outcome possible, and it gets to this point, and y'all have to win. So thank God y'all won."
Yeah, I think it
Like,
was like, if I do things this way, this is the best chance y'all have, and even the
yeah,
best that y'all can do, you're only going to be able to save 20%. So this is
like
why I
barely.
did the things that I did,
Hmm.
and at this point, it's up to y'all to stop me. I don't know if you're going
Hmm.
to, but if you can, you'll
Yeah.
be able to save
I'm this
20%.
is the I can this is the easiest I can make it for you to stop me.
This is the
Um
easiest.
yeah, like easiest. This is
Easiest?
quite literally the easiest I can make it cuz I can't just turn around or just stop moving. Like I have to, I have to move forward,
I can see your
but
home,
yeah.
Aaron. Really? We are
Yeah,
thousands of miles away. I can see it. The land is
but
flat.
yeah,
No, we
but
get it.
yeah, and then they finally he says, obviously I'm gonna erase your memory, but you'll remember the minute it is over. So and I assumed like when he gets back and he sees Aaron's head cut off, like it's over pretty much. And boy oh boy is that what we get.
Yeah.
When
The
Armin comes
memories are
back
powerful.
and Mikasa shows Armin Aaron's head and he just screamed. That kind of hit me a
Bro,
little.
bro.
That kind of hit
I was
me a
gonna say
little
it. It hit me.
here.
I was
It
over
hit me
here.
hard.
My wife was behind me. I'm over here
I
like.
was like, no, I got something in my
As
eye,
soon as I
babe. Shut
saw it,
up.
and I knew it. I knew the scene. I just remember the panel of her like cradling his head, and I'm
But
just waiting
hearing
for it
his
to happen.
scream is
I'm like,
different.
no,
Yeah, like hearing the
Armin,
scream,
I'm
it had to be
sorry.
different. Yeah, and then all the memories start flooding back, and he's like, and then Mikasa's like, "So you remember too now?"
Everyone,
Because he had conversations with
everybody.
everyone that was close to him, Levi, fucking
Who was it?
Mikasa,
I
fucking
wish he had a
Annie.
conversation with me. No,
Oh, that
who
was
are
Levi.
you?
I thought
No,
Levi
Levi
said
didn't
that.
say that. It was
I thought Levi said
I think it was Annie. I think it was Annie who said I wish he had a conversation with me. I don't think Levi
it
made
might
any
have been.
comment on whether or not he had a conversation. What
Oh
the
no,
fuck
but
we gonna talk
he had a
about?
conversation. But I think it was all the people he had a conversation with were all the people from the first movie that were in the path worlds. That when he was like, "Hey, everybody, this is Aaron Yeager. I'm going to be doing this, doing that, doing this." Everybody that heard him, I think, were all the people that he may have had a conversation with or told the real
Possible.
plan to, which was also randos. They were like civilians, which most of them are probably dead. But I mean, most of them were the people on Paradise Island, anyways. But anyways, at least the close friends that were in that room, he had, and everybody's memories come flooding back, and they're all just like, "Damn, Aaron, like, thank you. Like, you're a suicidal fucking maniac, but like, this is the best way you could do it."
Yeah.
And then we start getting the gut wrenching shit where it's like Levi seeing Commander, seeing his old Commander Irwin, and seeing Sasha,
The
and
wrap
seeing.
up was beautiful.
I was like,
Heart
damn.
wrenching, gut wrenching.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, stop.
Well,
Oh, no, Sasha,
yeah.
no. Oh,
And I did like
the
that.
spirit ghost.
Yeah, I did like that where Otamine's like, or Mikasa's like, I have to take him away. Like, I have to leave now because he's not going to be able to have a proper burial. And he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. Take him, get out of here. And she's like, the tree where he used to take naps all the time. And I'm like, damn. And she's just like walking away with his head. And let's not forget the kiss though. I'm like, fucking finally, but his head's cut off. Stop it. Like she kissed him when she cut his head off. And she finally kissed him, and the founder was sitting. The Ymir was fucking watching her.
Yeah, in the mouth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it like, and they explained it, and I saw a couple people that didn't understand, like some in the comments and stuff like that that I've read, but like the reason why, because Ymir was the one that stopped all of it. She was the one that got rid of all Titan power. She finally vanished, and that really sealed the ending of the Titan era. Yeah. And because nobody knew the depths of her heart and what she really wanted, and when she saw that Mikasa still loved Eren but was able to let go of him, like kill him, that's what really sealed it for her and was like, okay, because she was still following King Fritz's orders from 2,000 fucking years ago. And so, but she saw like it's okay to still be in love with somebody but let go of them. And she watched him watch Mikasa cut his head off. So she was like, okay, well, if that's possible, then I can move on.
That's like, what I can Armin move on. And Eren talked about.
Yeah, she was like, he can still move on, So Mikasa leaving and burying Eren's head, and then we get obviously all the people come back. So it's great because the people that were turned into Titans, because we kind of skipped over that. That was fucked up. I forgot about that when it
was a gas or something.
Yeah, when the worm showed up, it was the same gas that turns humans into. It was from what's it called? When Eren finally. When Gabby shoots Eren in the head, that scene. I don't know if that was the first movie or like the end of season 4. I can't remember. 4. Yeah, but that's the same gas that was released into the town that turned a shit ton of people into Titans. And it turned, and it almost, I think it either almost killed Falco or it did something. I forgot exactly what it was.
Falco was already and he had already drank the wine.
Yeah,
so he
but it was the same shit. But Zeke was the one that like I guess not really but reinvented it. Zeke was the one that could scream or do whatever, and it yelled and like got people to turn into Titans. This was like the gas form of it, and so they're like remembering, and that's when Levi was like, "Oh, Ackerman blood, like we're fine, and then y'all Titans are fine, but we need to get the fuck out of here." And then everybody's mom and dad and brother and sister were just turning into Titans, and Eren like brought that to. I was like, "That's fucked up." Yeah. And they're like, "Eren, you fucking bastard!" Until they got their memories back, and then once it was finally over, all those people turned back into humans again, and I was like,
that was another one. It was like, yeah, once it's over, everybody returned back to the human form. Titans are over. It was a good wrap up, bro. Honestly,
here's my opinion. Here's my opinion, though.
What's that?
So I'm assuming, and I don't. They probably don't say anything about this, but like the rumbling that was happening all over the world, because they showed panels of like them fucking up the entire world. The Titans that were already in the world, like the ones that were just the regular normal Titans, I'm assuming they got trampled or they got fucking killed. Or if there were still other Titans around that were the ones that weren't. I mean, obviously those Titans were being created from people, but like the ones that we normally see from season 1 that are just always out and about, did they get turned back into? I'm assuming they would probably have gotten turned back.
I'm pretty sure they're all dead. Because remember, all the Titans were sent outside the walls of Paradise Island. They pretty much had controlled the Titan problem around the world, and all the Titans have been left to a certain area. There were probably ones and twosies that roamed around, but most of them were outside Paradise Island. Of course, once the walls went down, the colossal Titans they
trampled.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure if there were any that were left over, they are human now.
Yeah. So I was just thinking about like, imagine this girl that's been turned into a Titan for like this, like the weird ones that run like this, and then all of a sudden you're a human again. You're just like, where the fuck am I?
And they've been Titan for thousands of years too. It's been proven. Like, what was the whole Ymir story where she had been a Titan for decades, and then she finally found what she was looking for, and she was able to get her human form. So these Titans could have been walking around since the beginning of everything, and now they're like 2040 something. So it's wild.
Yeah, what I want to get to though is that fucking clip art at the end.
Attack on Titan, New Beginnings.
I know you were talking about how the end credits, those little panel or those little picture or the videos were actual panels, so you got to see them a little bit better in the manga. But for those of y'all who haven't watched it, haven't seen them, haven't read the manga or anything, that is fucking great. I love that shit. I was not expecting it to see the tree where Mikasa buried Eren's head, and then a bunch of people coming to visit and visit and visit, season after season after season, people coming to visit, which I'm assuming is the normals, right? Like the Jeans, Mikasa, fucking Armin, like all of them are just coming to visit every once in a while. But then you start seeing in the background something different happening. You're just like, you see the tree, but then you see the village.
Future skip. Mm-hmm.
And then you just start seeing like the village either get attacked and then rebuild itself. And then it starts building and building and building. Then the technology starts changing while the tree is just growing, right? The tree's growing, but behind it, the Paradise Island is just growing. And then it grows into like cities, and then it grows into like a mega block from what's it called? I forgot what the Judge Dredd, and then you got like the lights, and then the prop planes are coming in like World War II, and you're just like, holy fuck. And then you get like laser battles and like motherfucking space battles. And then at the end, you finally get, while the tree is still there, you finally get that nuke. The nuke is just coming down from the fucking sky, and you're just like, oh, so this like symbolizes the end of the world, or at least the end of that area. But the nuke comes down, wipes everything off the fucking face of whatever we're looking at. So it just showed like hundreds or thousands, I think it's 2,500 years later. So like 2,000 years later, after the cities were built, the nuke was dropped, you get that kid, you get the little kid running back through, you get the Breren, the Bikasa. Right?
We are not.
The Boruto.
We are 2,500 years removed.
Attack on Titan Next Generations. But he finds the tree. The tree has a little opening in it, but it's the giant tree that's survived another 2,000 years, and that's when the theories start happening. Again, the same theories that were happening during when the manga ended are the theories that are happening now. It's going to repeat itself because if you notice, the first episode of the first season is a letter to those 2,000 years in the future. And then it's 2,000 years in the future again. And then the kid's walking into the tree where Eren, his head might still hold the abilities of the founding Titan again. And now we're going to have a new founding Titan, and then the shit's just going to repeat itself all over again. So we might get, maybe.
Something we got to remember about the tree's location. Can't forget that tree is on Paradise Island.
Yep.
So that civilization that we saw is the Paradise Island civilization. So obviously their rise. They become the head civilization, and obviously they fall in the end, nuclear strike. But that really talks about the fact, because remember, by the end of the story, Paradise Island is the main island. They talk about how they have now built this grand army. They are the strongest of the world. The Western world is dealing with what's going on. They're trying to rebuild back up. Yeah. So Paradise Island is the world leaders at this point. So even our main characters, the ones that we've been watching since day one, they're no longer even on the side of Paradise Island. And yet they're coming there knowing full well that these people might kill them due to their war crimes, the things they did against the island. And Paradise Island still keeps going on. So, did our main characters die? Did they take them out? Obviously, I don't think they rejoined with Paradise Island, or Paradise Island finally rejoined with the world, because it showed Paradise Island has a influx of change. They created the Jaegerists. They don't like the rest of the world. So, the fact that they were able to grow so large tells me that they took over the world at some point. Yeah. So
Paradise Island the majority of them sided with Eren Yeager.
Facts.
They sided with Eren, and the Jaegerists were the ones that started the new military regime. And they said they built it off the back of the Jaegerists, which means they're Jaegerist at heart. But they also know that Mikasa, Jean, and Annie and all them stopped Eren. And if their ultimate goal was, we want to kill the rest of the planet, but they stopped Eren, even though they don't know the true reasons why, they might have fucking locked him up, killed him or something.
I mean, it would be fair that at least we know Mikasa and John,
was safe.
They survived because they kept visiting the tree. But the rest of our guys, Armin, we didn't see any little clips of Armin walking around at the end.
I thought I did. I thought I saw one.
I mean, I saw one in the beginning when they first showed up at the island, but I didn't see like more clips after that of Armin showing up. It just was Mikasa again, and then she was old in a wheelchair with the guy who I'm pretty sure is John. I didn't see a lot of Armin, and you would think Armin would always be there to visit, especially how he bawled his eyes out at his death. So it's possible these niggas didn't survive after that first visit.
Who knows? But we about to get Attack on Titan Next Generations. Them Baron Beggars and them Bikasa Backermans.
How do you feel about John and Mikasa?
He ain't never gonna be Eren. It ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna be look. He ain't never gonna. I could not honestly. I could not be with a woman that had a man like that before and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just blow this back out every night and it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be kosher.
You're not blowing shit out.
Cause she gonna be crying over Eren. They're gonna have pictures on the walls of Eren,
visiting his grave every year type shit.
Grave. Yeah, that's like being with a woman who's. That's like, because that's like getting with a woman. Like, say you're on a dating scene, and you find this banging lady. She used to be married, but her husband died, and then you go to her house, like, because y'all start dating. But she got pictures of her husband everywhere. Like, you can't tell her to take him down, but like, you're never gonna be him. Like, they would still be together if he didn't die. I'd probably like. Imagine you hitting that. She's just like, Eren. I'll throw up.
No, it's John. It's John.
This was John should have done. This is what John should have done. He should have found him a little wartime biddy, right? A little wartime thing, and just married her. Like she knows that he's a hero. He's like a celebrity to her, and he just wipes that up. Like chats her up a bit, and then just wipes that up because Mikasa she's not. I mean, I wouldn't say like worthless, but like she's after Eren. Like nobody's ever gonna compare, and she might as well.
I mean, and they didn't even fuck, but you would never measure up to the Colossal Titan, the Attack Titan. So what are we talking about?
he was attacking with that colossal meat. No.
But no, overall, I really love the ending. It definitely did wrap it up with the scenes afterwards, and it kind of even makes me wonder, like, are we gonna get a part 2 with what we saw those ending clips? Will we see more of Attack on
another
Titan?
8 pages.
Do you want to see more Attack on Titan?
They're doing another 8 pages of the manga. We talked about that in our news a while ago.
More series of it, like a full series of.
If this may be cliche, if they redo it as in like. It's like a wasteland, like the world is a wasteland, because obviously it is. Everything's grown over. It's like an apocalyptic world. And they start the Titan thing over from the founder, and we get a show starting from the founder Titan. Like, because he goes in, and Eren's head contains, like, the little fucking worm thing, and it gets inside of him, and then, whatever. I'm cool with that. Like, it restarting. But if they restart the show, and they show a clip of the little kid going in there, and then it goes back to another, like, group or village, and then it starts over pretty much the same shit we just got, then no. But if it starts the show from the founder Titan where he's learning how to like maybe use his powers, he's like, oh, I can go back and forth in time and shit. Gotcha. Like, I can create Titans and nonsense like this.
Eren come back, whispering in his ear.
Past, present, and future. I mean, even though he's dead, he's still living in the past, so he can visit whoever the fuck he wants.
The world of paths isn't destroyed.
Yeah,
so that still exists.
So theoretically, he could still visit. He could pull Mikasa into the past. We don't really think about that, but like, if imagine you sleeping in bed and you hear her talking in her sleep because Eren pulled her in the past while you married to her.
She moaning in a way she's never moaned for you. Like, what are you doing? Wake up! Wake up!
I was just in the past with Eren. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
husband.
I just need a second. I need a cigarette. I need a cigarette. You don't smoke.
Yeah, divorce me.
I'm distraught. Yo.
Yeah. But like theoretically, like if you think about it, like Eren may have gotten his head cut off, but the paths are still there. I mean, if you think about it, there's no more Titan power, but that's a multiverse. That's like a universe in itself. Like that's not gone. So if Eren is still around, which I guess there's no more powers of Titans left, so maybe the power went away and nobody can go there.
At that point.
But if he's past, present, and future, time is nothing to him, then he's still around somewhere. He can he's still in the past. He's still in the present. Maybe not in the future, but he's still there. And maybe he can go to the future.
Titan,
so if they start a new show or a new manga based off of a new founder Titan, and it starts from there, like where he's just this kid with this fountain Titan power, and he's like learning how to use it and running into people who are like post-apocalyptic people, then I'm cool with that. Okay. I'd be cool with that. I probably won't read it, but I'll definitely.
I won't read it.
I don't read anything. So.
All good.
But that, I think AOT is probably one of the best. One of the best adaptations. To wrap it up, I think this is one of the best adaptations from a manga that I've probably ever seen, because I've seen the panels, I've seen the comparisons, I didn't read it one all the way through, but I think this is probably the best ending that we could possibly ask for.
100% agreed. It didn't just compliment the manga well. It made the manga even better. I think this final part, this final season, this final movie, final episode definitely did justice to the whole Attack on Titan series in whole. And I enjoy it. And if somebody ever says, hey, suggest an anime to me. Attack on Titan.
No, the music was great too. Okay, everybody, that wraps up our Attack on Titan little review here. We really appreciate for those of y'all who are sticking around, having some laughs with us. Please, again, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the Attack on Titan after all these years, because I know there's some haters and there's some people who just ainers. You know, they hate us because they ain't us. So you know, haters gonna hate and ainers gonna ain't.
You can't hate on you can't hate on this. You can't hate on this series anymore. It's too perfect at this point.
I don't know. There's some people that are still saying like L anime, so it is what it is. Those are people who haven't watched
haters.
So haters gonna hate and ainers gonna ain't. So, but let us know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. We appreciate it. We love you guys. Again, if you're watching this, hit that subscribe button. We're close to 100 subscribers. It is a big milestone for us personally. Having started this podcast over a year ago, we're just trying to progress. Progression is all we want. Of course, if it's 100,000 by tomorrow, then I'm cool with that too. But if 100 is a milestone, and we just want to hit it. So we appreciate it. Subscribe. We love you. Peace out.
Peace.